Hey guys, how's everyone doing today? Yeah, it feels like there's nobody on YouTube right now. Is it just me, or it feels like there's like nobody that's been live? So hi, how's everybody? Hope you are well. I thought I would go live. I did see a couple stories that I thought were interesting. But yeah, so a couple things. No, you're right. Glad you are here. Okay. Okay. Okay, it's quiet. Okay. So I'm not the only one. So, sorry, someone with a motorbike's going by my house. I have the windows open, so sorry. Um, but hope everybody is well. So we're going to talk about a couple things. It's going to be a more casual show because I don't have a lot of energy right now. um, But the first thing is Tiger King personality Doc Antel. He was arrested by the FBI. Um, and I know a lot of you people have been to um, the Tiger King, Docs, and everyone else, right? So this just came out about 4 or 5 hours ago. This broke. So there's still not a lot on it. Who is Doc Antle? Well, I'll show you who Doc is. You probably remember him as the guy in the hat. But have you ever seen Tiger King? That's Doc. Everyone needs to watch the Netflix show on Doc Antle. Uh, didn't he get a show, if I'm correct? Oh my God, Hopi. Listen, thank you, Single Mama, for. If you have not watched Tiger King, listen, I don't watch a lot of TV or anything like that. I actually don't even have cable in my house. It's never on. We stream everything. But I still don't even watch a lot of TV. Um, yes, Layla, we will get to what he was arrested for in just one moment. But if you haven't watched Tiger King, you haven't lived. Lady CG, it kind of feels a little cult like. You're absolutely right. So he's this middle-aged man who has he trains these tigers, allegedly breeds them or whatever. But he has like 5, 6, 7 women with like multiple houses on the property and stuff. He dates them all, and like it's kind of predator like in my opinion, um pertaining to Doc, not the cat, but he's like there'll be like a pretty young woman that comes to his whatever his show is or whatever. I've never been to it, but he will you know kind of hit on them, and usually if they're starstruck or vulnerable, or yes, he's a polygamist. Yes, polygamy. Yeah. So he was well, it just broke 4 or 5 hours ago, and here is his mugshot. I'll show you his mugshot real quick. He looks like he's really aged. Yeah, well, I mean, polygamy is when you're married, so I shouldn't say polygamy because he doesn't really marry these women. I mean, he has like a ceremony for some of them, right? But he looks like he's really aged significantly. Or maybe the hat, you know, changes a lot on a person. Trigger warning, yikes. Yeah. He's been on the run for a while. Really? I didn't know he was on the run, but so like that TV Sister I show. Exactly. I see you. Yeah. He's just a gigolo. I like that. Oh dear, I was told to expect this as an investigation has been percolating in the background for quite a while. Do you know the charges? He has a history of entertaining underage girls, grooms them. Yeah. So, yeah, we're going to get to it. And Kim in Colorado used to be Kim in Dallas. She is obsessed with Joe Exotic, like obsessed. And the whole Tiger King franchise. She thinks he's the funniest human being, I think. But she's been to, I don't know if you've been to the Joe Exotic or the Doc. I don't really know, but I knew you've been to one of them several times. So yeah, this is him. He was arrested to, I don't know if it was today or when, but like I said, the story just came out a few hours ago. He was arrested for money laundering by the FBI. Now you have to, Jozu, okay, Kim, you have to be arrested by like the FBI. You have to be like, I mean, God knows how much money this man, you know. So this is another one that's in jail. Yeah, very crazy. Let me pull up something. Let me see if this will. There's still not a lot out on it yet, but we'll get to it. This is brought to you by WMBFnews.com. Full credit goes to them.
Owner Doc Antel behind bars tonight. An FBI source confirming agents arrested him at the safari today. Now, Antel is known worldwide for his role on the Netflix series Tiger King.
Okay, so he was arrested today, and I believe he lives in South Carolina. Yeah, Myrtle Beach Safari owner arrested. Okay, I was thinking he lived in South Carolina, and yeah. Now here it says no charges listed. Other, which I will show you, that he is allegedly arrested on money laundering.
FBI agents wouldn't say why they arrested him, and online jail records do not show charges. But this arrest just off the heels of the People for the Ethical Treatment of Animals, or PETA, calling for an investigation into Antel. PETA claimed he was using charitable donations to fund the zoo while claiming to support wildlife conservation. We've reached out for more information. We'll let you know as soon as we hear back. Also, new.
Okay, so there you go. He was arrested for, he was being accused of taking charitable donations, running his little zoo thing that he's got there, and allegedly, PETA caught on to that, and you don't want to mess with PETA. We've had this conversation before. Um, and so they arrested him. And I guess maybe that's where the money laundering charges come in. He's saying, "Oh, I'm taking this, but I'm giving it back to wildlife," and he's not showing that he's giving it back to wildlife. He's running his zoo with it, right? His zoo was a front. It's yeah. I accidentally washed all my $1 bills. Damn, that's your money laundering. You washed all your $1 bills. Oh my God, it's just crazy. So how many does this make that's actually went to jail? So you have Joe, obviously. Now we have Doc, and then we had who was it? The one that went in. Uh, he was trying to help clean up Joe's mess. I forget him. He went to jail, didn't they? Katie Kitty. This guy, he has a tiger zoo. He was on the Joe Exotic. He was a personality on there, and he is charged for money laundering. Yeah, the other gross one, strawberry. Exactly. So, yeah, when everyone hears the Vegas guy, yes, Moonlight, the Vegas guy. I have a feeling money laundering is the least bad thing Doc Antler has done. Yeah. Well, Layla, I mean, apparently the FBI thinks different, but this may be something they're just, they may be charging him with a lot more. Who knows? But he's certainly aged quite a bit, quite a bit. Um, since then, let's see here. He was booked into the J. Reuben Long Detention Center on Friday. So yesterday, technically. So yeah, today's Saturday, right? No charges have been publicly listed, etc. An FBI source confirmed to WMBF News that the agency had arrested Antel but provided no further information. A spokesman for the U.S. Attorney Office told WMBF News that a hearing for Antel is scheduled for Monday. Let's see here. More information on the case will be provided then. The Associated Press reported Saturday that Antel's charges stem from money laundering allegations per a source. WMBF News is working to independently verify that report. The arrest comes from PETA recently called for an investigating into Myrtle Beach Safari and nonprofit Rare Species Fund, of which Antel serves as its president. Okay. The organization claimed Antel was using charitable donations to fund the zoo while claiming to support wildlife uh, conservative conservation rather. Uh, Shortly after Antel's arrest, Debbie Mesler, associate director with the Captive Animal Law Enforcement, uh, PETA, released an additional statement saying, quote, "It's fitting that Doc Antle is behind bars after years of locking up endangered animals he uses to tawdry photo ops. His legal woes are mounting as PETA recently blew the whistle on his apparently charity scams, and the end to his reign of terrorizing tiger cubs can't come soon enough. WMBF News reached out to Myrtle Beach Safari on Friday for comment. We have not received a response. We also reached out to the Rare Species Fund, the South Carolina Secretary of State, and the IRS for comment shortly after PETA called for an investigation. We have not yet received response for those entities as well. Antel is also well known for his appearance on Tiger King series of Netflix documentaries. So, yeah, it's very interesting. Very, very interesting. Carol Baskin, she's just up there sitting. She's like, let me show you how it's done. She buried her man a long time ago and they can't find him. In my opinion. My opinion. Come for me, Carol. So, actually, Carol Baskin used to live in my city, Charleston, West Virginia. She was married to a guy here many, many years ago. And you remember that story that she said she jumped off of a bridge and she ended up helping a guy who tried to save her or something to that. Uh, that was allegedly in Charleston, which is where I live. And um, yeah, that was the bridge. There is a YouTube channel, Chimp Dinner Live at Myrtle Beach Safari. Interesting. They really are a bunch of characters, Plant Diva. Amy Baskin is a basket case. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, they had to make ton, a ton of money off of that docuseries because, I mean, I literally sat and watched the entire docuseries one after another. Just, I watched it all in one day. Like, I was obsessed. I couldn't stop. Um, but, there's been a lot of, tragedy. You are so right. 100% correct about the basket. Yeah. Yeah. Somebody said, what was that comment? I had a friend that lived in South Charleston, West Virginia, that I used to drive from New Jersey to visit. Good 8-hour drive. Yeah, that's cool. I saw somebody that said they lived in Costa Rica. I was trying to find that comment. Yeah. Okay. Tell me, put a 1 in the chat if you think she allegedly or had someone allegedly off her, shall we say, husband. Put a 2 in the chat if you think they didn't. I want to see this. I'm seeing a lot of 1s. Okay, I see it too. Cat Lover 33. She says no. Okay. 3, I don't know. Okay, that's fair. That's fair. So I'm with the 3. Well, I mean, this is just, perception. I think you think he's hiding Cinnamon. But why would he leave his life of luxury and then, she changed everything into her name and, allegedly. Yeah, the poor animals. Yeah. Oh my gosh, TV went and did a EVP near her property, got chased off by Carol. That's funny. Um, it seems like it's kind of a secret life, these these cat people, you know what I mean? And it seems like they all know each other, and they're all kind of frenemies because it's competition as well. They definitely seem like frenemies. Um, so Doc Antle is 62 years old. Um, and his formal charges will be announced with the proceedings Monday afternoon in Florence, South Carolina. The charges related to allegations of money laundering a person. Okay, same thing I just read. Trying to see if there's anything else. Okay, listen to this. Let me show you this, guys. Okay, meanwhile, in Virginia, Antle is facing 2 felony counts of wildlife trafficking and conspiracy to wildlife trafficking charges, as well as 13 misdemeanor counts of conspiracy to violate the Endangered Species Act and animal cruelty charges tied to trafficking lion cubs. Those charges are scheduled to go to trial next month. Antle has a history of recorded violations, going as far back as 1989 when he was fined by the U.S. Department of Agriculture for abandoning deer and peacock at his zoo in Virginia. Over the years, he has more than 35 USDA violations for mistreating animals, according to the Associated Press. Full credit is due to them. So, yes, I would agree with that. I would agree with that. Um, what was it? What did single mom do? I'm trying to find out. I saw that. Where was it? Tell me what single mom did. Guys, while y'all are in here, please throw up some prayer hands for Miss Jackie S. Uh, Jackie S is a wonderful, wonderful human being. I call her my mama. Um, she is actually in the hospital right now, um, with something. Here she is right here. She's saying, smash that like button. But if y'all will throw up some prayer hands for her, she is having surgery in the morning. And yesterday, as she was being taken to the hospital, her best friend of many years, she her best friend's husband was also being taken at the hospital at the same time. Um, he died of a heart attack yesterday. So Jackie was in the same hospital as her best friend was there, and her best friend, and obviously the best friend's husband was having a heart attack then, and he died yesterday. So they're really going through a lot right now, and they could certainly all use your prayers. And he had just retired 2 weeks ago. So they're really going through a lot, and just give some prayers and some to them. My heart really goes out to all of them. So Jackie's having surgery at 10 a.m. tomorrow. So, and for those of you that don't, uh, I did a deep dive interview with Jackie very shortly after my channel began. Um, she had lost her daughter due to foul play. So you guys can go back and watch that video too if you've never seen it. But um, really just going through a lot. You know, as they say, when it rains, it pours. And it seems like so many people die right after they retire. Have y'all noticed that? Or like something happens. Mm, Shannon, I'm so sorry. Shannon said her grandmother passed away this morning. Dementia took her. I'm so sorry, Shannon. Sending prayers up for you too, honey. My dad died at 54 after retiring. Wow. So sorry. It seems just like it's like people retire, and then, that's when you're supposed to be living your golden years, right? So, my heart's just been heavy for them today. Quit saying smash that thumbs up and take it in. We lost my father-in-law to strokes and dementia. I'm sorry. Dementia is a horrible, horrible disease because, it's like I always say, your body gives. I volunteer for hospice when I can, and I always say your mind will go out first before your body, and your body will be fine, or your body will go out and your mind will be fine. So, but it's just terrible. It's not as terrible on the person after they get into such deeper stages. It's the loved ones that are around them all the time that you know your mother. It's like it's your mother, your father, who's supposed to nurture you and remember you and stuff, and they still look the same, but they don't know who you are. It's got to be um sorry, my kids are being crazy right now. If you hear do you cover love letters to TLC? uh are you talking about a channel? Because I'm not touching that with a 10-foot pole. That's a little out there for me. um oh, that's a blessing. My father-in-law remembered me every time. That's amazing. That's a blessing. Yes, caregiver stress. It's a real thing. My grandmother raised me. I took care of my grandmother till the day she died. I know what it's like taking care of someone, and I took care of my father-in-law. He lived with us till the day he died. He died a year ago. Uh, in February was a year, and it is very stressful, not only physically but especially mentally. Yeah, Jan, it really is. God bless you. Yeah, that TLC girl, like, she needs some help, like legit help. Yeah, yeah. I mean, you know, we have to be there for. Yeah, it kind of seems like she's that, and she's just, she's. I know she's pregnant right now, and she does, in my opinion, does not need to be caring for a child. Like, serious help. Yes, she needs to be in jail because she set a house on fire with her. She set a house on. She did? Oh, I didn't know that. She needs to be in jail because she set house on fire with her. Oh my god. Well, I know that there was this thing that, like, her psychiatrist, her psychologist, or something, they put a restraining order against her. Is that right? Iris said she heard her about killing her puppies. Really, Iris? Oh, wow. Um, she froze a litter of puppies. Like, she needs to be in, like, she looks fine from the outside, right? Uh, Amy, no, this is actually a YouTuber that we're talking about. Cats to death and puppies. But then she goes on, like, these rampages. She's got kind of a soft little voice, and she'll be, all nice and everything, and then she goes like, cuckoo. Yeah. I agree, Lindsay, because you just think of these people and you're like, how do they think of this stuff, this evil stuff to do? Like, you don't like I don't nobody ever thinks about freezing puppies or cats or anything like that. Yeah, Amy, this is a YouTuber who uh it's something like, I forget her channel name, to be honest with you, but it's something with TLC. and she's pregnant right now. And she said when she has that baby, she is going to shut up. She said that? What? Oh my God. I don't know why YouTube allows her to be on here. I mean, I don't even know where she lives. Do y'all know where she lives? Destiny says, I tried so hard to be supportive of her because I don't actually know what happened, and maybe she is just super sad and messed up, but she's making it really hard to be supportive. Poor baby. Do y'all know what state she lives in? Arkansas? She does live in her car, yes. But I've also heard that people has tried to like give her a place to stay, and she doesn't want to move because she likes the sympathy in her car, but stays near her ex-husband's home in Arkansas. You know who she reminds me of? Not physically or anything, but she reminds me of that the serial killer or murder or whatever. The her name was it Aline? They did a show. They did a movie on her named Monster. That channel has been reported so many times. I heard CPS law enforcement are involved, but cannot do anything currently. Oh yeah, Hopi. She's on YouTube. She said she can't work with people because she will go crazy. Like, yes, that's it. She reminds me of her, because like looking at her, you wouldn't think anything is wrong with her. She talks just like normal sometimes, and she can laugh and be funny and everything, but then like you can tell she's got some real resentment with men. Real resentment with men. Um Layla, she says like she does maybe like she's like a hooker. No, someone said YouTube Kids, the kids version. Is that true? My birthday live from yesterday was rated over 18. Um, so she gets around it somehow, and I don't know if it's like YouTube Kids or whatever, but is it hard to report with his YouTube Kids? Is that what it is? Did she get pregnant in the back seat? Where else would she got pregnant? She says by a military guy named Jason Wallace. That sounds like a made up name. Doesn't that sound like a made up name to you? Jason Wallace? Yes, and she says yes, and there's a video she's doing, and she's like, my little rape baby is what she says, and I'm like, oh my God. No, her videos show up on YouTube Kids. Jesus Christ. Freddy Krueger. Wow. You've reported her. Yeah, I tried seeing if she's found on YouTube Kids and I can't find it. Thank God. Maybe YouTube Kids have done some, they've taken it off. That's exactly right, Vet Girl. She needs to be placed on a 5150 until her child is born. Judge needs to be placed under state guardianship. Yes. So, there is another thing that I want to show you guys. And trigger warning. Trigger warning. It's a really terrible, terrible thing. Really. I mean, brought up Bernie show. She told on a live that she will not take her baby, that they will not take her baby. She will not have her baby in a hospital. She is going to have him in the woods and will leave him and let nature take care of. Oh my God, Cracker Jack. That's terrible. Yeah, people need, like, yeah, don't send her money. Yeah, I've only seen her like a couple times. Yeah, kind of like a pregnant 16, but like the crazy version. It seems like, I wonder if they could put her in jail for something until she has the baby. Because doesn't she have another child? She has another kid, doesn't she? I think people watch and send an eye on her to keep an eye on her. Moose Clues UK. It's another YouTuber. Her name is something with TLC or something. And she's a basket case and she's pregnant and she lives in her car. She said on a live she told the baby's daddy she was going to, oh my God, and send it to him. People are giving her way too much attention and she knows it. Yeah, she may be saying those things. Sadly, some people will do anything for attention, good or bad. Yeah, animal cruelty, if they can prove it that she's done that. So she can have that baby, you know. So, guys, another tragic story. This is a teacher aide we're going to be talking about who did the R word. This is a male teacher aide who did the R word to a young male child. As if that's not bad enough, the teacher aide who did this has HIV, AIDS, whatever you want to call it, HIV/AIDS. And if that's not bad enough, he tried to have the child killed. A hit out on him. It's terrible. So it's a bad story. Trigger warning. We'll go through it together. But I do want to show you this. But the good news is he is in jail. You're not believing this. Here it is. Ex-teacher's aide sentenced for R second grader exposing him to AIDS and hiring hitman to try to kill the boy. This is out of St. Louis. Goodness. A 39-year-old former teacher aide was sentenced this week to 50 years in prison for R-ing a young boy and knowingly exposing him to the AIDS virus. Court records show a judge handed Dante Taylor a 45-year-old sentence for 3 counts of statutory sodomy. They then 5 years of reckless risking infection of another with HIV when the actor is knowingly infected. The St. Louis Post-Dispatch reported Taylor also entered the guilty plea for 2 counts of conspiracy to commit murder. Taylor was convicted April 21st, according to the St. Louis County Prosecuting Attorney Office. Taylor committed statutory sodomy on the 7-year-old boy at Lusher Elementary School. Taylor then reported worked with Michael Johnson to find someone, quote, to murder his child victim and the boy's mother and grandmother. So not only after this bastard knowingly was infected, was he fired? Damn Skippy was fired, sent to prison. Yes. Knowing he was infected, being raped is horrible, particularly as a child. And then being infected and potentially infecting an innocent child. And then trying to have the second grader murdered and his grandmother murdered and his mother murdered. It's beyond me. John White reportedly said Taylor and Johnson offered to pay him $20,000 to commit the crime. According to the St. Louis Post-Dispatch, Johnson is reportedly Taylor's boyfriend. So I guess they were lovers or something like that, maybe. And Taylor, oh, and Taylor met White in jail. Match made in heaven. In hell, really. Go to hell. The St. Louis Post-Dispatch reports the boy testified Taylor removed him from music class. Oh my God. On November 13th, 2015, and took him to a nearby restroom. Trigger warning. Taylor then reportedly brought the boy to the classroom and showed him pornographic video on his phone. The boy was forced to perform oral, you know what, on Taylor, and then Taylor raped him. The boy was reportedly tested negative for HIV. Thank God. Taylor was reportedly fired from Lusher Elementary School in 2015 for unrelated reasons. What? Okay, I hope this didn't come out at the time. Like, I hope they didn't know about this and he was fired for something else. Because if they knew about this and they didn't fire this motherfucker, it's a different story. Forgive me, Lord, for saying the word. But that really pisses me off if they didn't fire him for this. I agree, Kathy. Cut it off with the rest of the insult. He don't need 50 years. He needs the electric chair. Yes, Robin said, you do have to be tested again in 6 months. And I'll tell you, I mean, when we did our surrogacy thing, we had to be tested for everything under the sun. And then we had to be tested again 6 months later for everything under the sun. Because you obviously can't get people, pregnant with. So hold on. Sorry about that. He needs exactly. There's no. He doesn't need to be taking up our tax dollars. These idiots. They don't need. I mean, I don't want to pay my tax dollars for this. I'm sure the people of St. Louis don't want to pay their tax dollars for this asshole. Sorry, not sorry. Taylor was okay. Then hired. Oh my God, guys, listen. Then hired to teach 5th grade in the Ferguson School District. After he was fired, he was rehired to teach 5th grade. KSDK TV reports White went to the police after Taylor and Johnson offered him $20,000 to kill the victim and his family members. Oh, okay. So he met this guy in jail and he offered to pay them $20,000. Okay. White was reportedly in jail at the time for a probation violation. Taylor reportedly said to White in the rec yard of the jail, quote, "I got something I need you to do for me. I want to know if you would take a hit," end quote. White shared with the station, quote, "He told me that it was a 10-year-old boy, his mother and grandmother, and I kind of got interested, like, are you serious? You want to hurt a baby?" End quote. Taylor reportedly provided White with the victim's address, phone number, social security number, and other personal information. He supposedly ordered White to make it, quote, "look like an accident," end quote, such as carbon monoxide poisoning or a fire while the family was sleeping, and to, quote, "try to put it on the kid playing with matches," end quote. Johnson told Taylor's boyfriend reportedly worked uh, as a choir director at the time at a Baptist church. Johnson even allegedly offered White diet tips while handing him the money to commit the hit. Oh my God, Lord help me. I'm going to go crazy. White told KTRK rather, he went to police because, quote, "if he didn't do it, he would have gotten somebody else to do it," end quote. And that's true. Thank God this man went and reported this. Thank God. Exactly, Hoopy. Not only kill the kid, but blame the kid for, the accident. It is beyond anything I've ever seen in my life. I mean, just keep adding insult to injury. So this is brought to you by ksdk.com. Fair Use Act. We are going to invoke it, and we are going to use this for commentary purposes. Full credit does go to them for this interview, and this is their report.
A former teacher accused of sexually assaulting a little boy at school was back in court today. Prosecutors claim that Deontay Taylor not only molested the child, but also hired someone to kill his young victim and the boy's family.
Tonight, the I-Team's PJ Rendawa sits down for an exclusive interview with the man allegedly hired to do that hit. PJ.
Mike and Ann, our investigation sounds more like a Hollywood movie than real life. In the starring role, a homeless father of 10 who was just desperate enough to take the job. Jail isn't a place anyone wants to be, John White included.
Well, they put murderers in with traffic tickets. Wherever they have room, they stick you.
He's not a career criminal, but no.
That's true. They do put murderers in with, people who, committed a traffic violation and didn't pay their ticket. It's really sad. The prison system is broke.
Boy Scout either. On his record, a string of offenses. A 2014 burglary tops the list.
I haven't had much. I'm not, no big crimes or anything.
But when White found himself behind bars on a probation violation in February, the big crime found him.
And he called me to the rec yard and said, "Hey, I got something I need you to do for me. I want to know if you will take a hit."
White says the man making that deadly request was an elementary school teacher named Deontay Taylor. Taylor was in jail charged with molesting a student at Lusher Elementary School. Turns out that little boy was still on Taylor's mind, and as police would soon discover, on his hit list.
And he told me that it was a 10-year-old boy.
Who puts a 10-year-old boy on a hit list after he did unspeakable acts to this child? I mean, how could they not give this guy death.
And his mother and grandmother, and I kind of got interested, like, oh, are you serious? You want to hurt a baby? You know,
White didn't want to believe Taylor was serious. Then he got the note.
That Saturday, he pushed a note up under my door. It had the victim's name, phone number, address, social security number, driver's license number, everything.
Did he describe what he wanted you to do specifically? How he wanted them killed?
The only specific part he asked was that it looked like an accident, make it look like a carbon monoxide leak, or either start a fire while everybody was asleep and try and put it on the kid playing with matches.
Those are horrific ways to die.
Yes, they are. Yes, they are.
Even though he had 10 kids of his own, White says he agreed to kill the little boy and his family.
So I felt like if I didn't do it, he would have gotten somebody else to do it.
How much was he going to pay you?
It was $20,000.
Did he talk about where he'd get the money?
Well, the school was paying him when he wasn't fired. He was on paid leave.
The I-team went to the Ferguson Florissant School District for answers.
So he was going to get paid leave. Apparently the school didn't know about this, at the time. I want to hope. I hope that they did not know about this. Our tax dollars at work, people.
So he was behind bars, accused of molesting the student, and he's still getting a paycheck from the district.
The standard practice is when someone is placed on leave, they're placed on paid administrative leave.
It was money he promised White to do the job. Before he was released, White says Taylor gave him a name and phone number.
He told me that Mike was his ride or die.
According to prosecutors, Taylor's ride or die was this man, 66-year-old Michael Johnson, Taylor's longtime boyfriend.
What I gathered from it, Michael was going to court and he was describing how the mother and the grandmother looked. This is where I met Michael the first time. He was just saying, I appreciate you doing this because Deontay needs to be home and I want my baby home with me. And he handed me $500. He said, I have to hurry up and get back to the church because I'm the choir coordinator.
And guys, not only that, a lot of these people, go to where vulnerable people are. Church is a place, that churches have had a lot of problems with this in the past. I'm not saying obviously all churches or anything like that, but it's just an insult onto an insult onto an insult. Yeah. And, the boyfriend, he should absolutely be in jail too. I hope he is. And if he's not, why?
White had two choices: take the money and run, or sound the alarm. Did you at any point, even consider it?
Never. And I got a baby that just turned 10. And that's all that was going through my head.
He turned everything over to investigators. What was their reaction when you told them that?
Well, they said they weren't surprised. They seen everything.
St. Louis County Police took it from there, and prosecutors found enough evidence to charge both Taylor and Johnson with conspiracy to commit murder and witness tampering.
And upon them bringing him in the police station, I think he seen my face, and it says out loud, "Oh, he told on me." Amy like, "Wow, really? You're confessing already?"
He confessed.
He confessed.
White admits he could have used the money, but he has no regrets going from potential hitman to, some would say, a hero. Do you feel like you saved their lives?
I do, because they were very serious. Definitely was divine intervention. I have no question about that at all.
I mean, thank God that this guy did not, even though he's made, mistakes in the past, at least he went to the police. He didn't take, he didn't act on it. So God bless him for that.
Well, John White says he'd like to meet the family he helped save. A victim's advocate working with that family says they're hopeful that can happen in the future. That advocate has also set up a GoFundMe account to help the family pay for moving expenses and counseling for the child victim. You can find a link to that GoFundMe site on our website, ksdk.com. Just look for this story.
Have something you want the eye.
Wow. Oh, really? Dinky says this is in my state about an hour from. Yeah, thank God he didn't. I just found out tonight the family my daughter is buying a house for. Mom used to be a druggie 11 years ago, is sober, dying. Her 4 kids were all in foster care. Wow. Wow. It's a really sick world, Cinnamon. You're right. Yeah, this child is going. I just can't even, like, just this mental trauma of what this child and parents, why didn't they put the family in protective custody? I don't know. You would think they would, who's to say he wouldn't try to hire a hit when he's in prison, And I hope the other guy is in jail too. Yeah, Cracker Jack. I hope Justin doesn't mind me sharing this. The lady he was talking about earlier is Love Notes for TLC. She goes live a lot. I heard that CPS and the law enforcement. I hope so. I really hope so. Yeah, I mean, that child had to be so scared going to school every day, thinking, oh my God, is this going to happen again? And just the PTSD that this child is going to live with. Some people, the PTSD is so bad that they never really get to live, even though they're alive. Hmm. Yeah, I hope. Yeah, I wouldn't give her a lot of attention. Yeah. They have to advocate raising funds to help them if they were in protected. You wouldn't hear their name. Yeah. Yeah, you're not going to hear that they're moving or anything if they're in protective custody. They're just going to disappear. Yeah, I mean, this guy who ultimately was supposed to be the hitman who saved these 3, this guy could have just said, no, I'm not going to do this, and the guy would have just said, okay, and went and got somebody else that would have done it. I saw this story and I was like, you are kidding me. Absolutely. I mean, you know, while your kids are at school, they're supposed to be protected. They're not supposed to have these SO, perverted people. They're not supposed to be blown up in school like that just happened in Uvalde. It's terrible. Good night, Stella. Yes, he was arrested. He has 50 years in prison. Yeah, I know, Lady CG. He will, Bonnie. He does have a hard road ahead. Look up a case from my hometown. What is it called, Amy? Yes, and it's, they're everywhere. We are working on something right now pertaining to the Summer Wells case with the SOs around in the area, and you're not going to believe it. It's just crazy. Lawrence. Okay, let me see here. Okay, guys, sorry. I actually have to go. So, I got to take care of parenting issue right now. Yeah, so sorry about that. But I may go on my other channel later this evening. It's called Clutch Them Pearls. It's my new channel, and it'll be the first time I go live. So keep an eye out for that as well. So love you guys. Appreciate it. Hopefully someone else is live now. Nobody's been live like at all on YouTube this evening. But Amy, I will look at that case. Promise, I will look at that case. And just pray for that child and their family, and keep Jackie and her friend's family in your prayers, and also the animals that these caged animals that are just oh, Shorty's live. Y'all can go to Shorty's. So love you all. God bless you. Have a good night. Okay, bye bye.